Hi, friends. It's Courtney and Nicholas, and we are back for a very special episode. We've been taking a break for a little bit because
It's been a while.
Life been lifing. There's a lot been happening, and so I get to do this for fun and get to do this when I have capacity for it, and so just been breathing through that. So. Anyways, we're back today for a very special episode because, believe it or not, we've been married for a whole year. By the time this episode's released, a whole year. Can you believe it?
I can.
Yikes. Yikes. A whole year.
Felt that whole thing.
Wow. Wow.
Has crawled by.
Yes. So we're looking back.
It's been wonderful.
Wow.
Best year of my life.
Cool. We're looking back.
Better than the year before.
Better than us dating and engaged.
Better than the stress of being engaged.
Yeah, for sure.
And planning a wedding.
Understandably so.
Really, you planning a wedding and me having to help you not be stressed.
Yeah, let's make a few things clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, good. Well, yeah, we can do some reflection here on what the last year has been like, the first year of married life. But today we haven't, I was going to say we haven't documented our wedding day, but that's not even a little bit true. We have 1,400 pictures and hours of video. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of documentation of our wedding day, but we haven't sat down and talked about it and recorded. So that's what we're doing today to celebrate 1 year.
Yeah.
Just about 1 year. So
Not just about. It's
just about
1 year.
Just about. So ready?
Yeah.
Ready to get into it?
Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Grace for the Growth podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Leo. The goal of this podcast is to encourage you on your own growth journey by empowering you to live your life with authenticity, freedom, and confidence. We will get real and raw as we dive into honest conversations about life, faith, business, relationships, dating, healing, and so much more. My goal is that you would walk away from our time together feeling a little less alone, a little less crazy, and a little more brave to be yourself. I hope you will find yourself more compassionate to past you, challenged as present you, and excited for future you. Embrace the story, welcome the messy of it all, sit in the unknown, and most importantly, live authentically. So pull up a chair in my virtual living room and let's dive into today's conversation.
Well, tell me, we're going to kind of walk through the day, but tell me a little bit about what you were feeling going into wedding day. Like, how were you feeling the week of? Like, do you remember kind of like your mindset or your thought process? Like, how are you feeling?
It was a bit surreal.
Surreal.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those where it's like, wow, it's finally my turn and I'm finally able to do it and be there. Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful opportunity to experience it.
Sure.
And yeah, I personally had never experienced that before.
You'd never been married before?
I had never been married before.
Wow, me neither.
Oh, well, that's news. But so going into it, like, I don't remember being nervous. Mm-hmm. I was excited, but also just kind of euphoric.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was something that it was, wow, it's here. It's my day, well, our day, but it's for myself and I get to be a part of it and not just standing on the side. I'd been a groomsman in like 10 weddings, and so it was different because I didn't feel nervous.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talk about having nerves and cold feet and not knowing what was going to be happening, what the next steps were, or what life was going to be like. And, I mean, I didn't know what life was going to be like.
Sure.
But I had confidence in our decision. It wasn't something we just jumped into. So to me, there wasn't unknown in what was to become of what we were doing. It was the unknown of like, how do we make this work and what does it look like to make it work?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, no bad feelings.
Yeah.
Never once had cold feet, anything like that.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Yeah. I relate to that. I remember like not feeling nervous. I remember going into it. I mean, there's not one doubt in my mind that like I knew you were going to show up. And
Yeah, I didn't.
like,
Yeah.
I knew you were going to show up and I knew I wanted to marry you. So, like, I didn't have any nerves or, like, what the heck am I doing or, like, anything like that. Like, I was very confident. And I think this was kind of the energy that kind of covered the whole day was the fact that like, the best way I can describe it is it felt like, this is so funny. It felt like our wedding day was about us.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Like, I hear so often from people who are like, the day just like flew by. It like got away from me. There were so many things happening. Like, I just like can't wait to get to the other side of this wedding and like all this kind of stuff. And I never felt that way. We actually were blessed with the most incredible wedding planner. And then also like our people around us, like navigating certain things. I don't remember being stressed the week of, like overly stressed. Like there was a lot of things in my brain and like my brain was definitely going, but like, oh my God, like I didn't have like a mental breakdown that week. I had it earlier in the month, but like.
I was going to say, I feel like when we hit like 2 weeks before, you were like, it's all done.
Yeah, it's all, I remember feeling that way. Like it's all done. Like there's nothing else to be done. There's nothing else to be communicated. Everything else, like the details and like the ins and outs and stuff, that was all our wedding planner's job. Like I had passed the whole wedding off to her. I had, I mean, she had been with me since May. This is November. So we'd been working together 6 months and like she had the whole thing. And I was like, who's going to be there? How's this going to get done? Like, because I had started working with her so early, she was able to, like, we built the vision together. So I didn't even have to explain the vision of the day to her. She already knew it, which having been a day of coordinator before, like I have been, like I know what it's like the week of to try to have to like have brides and grooms like communicate the wedding to me the week of.
Yeah.
And like that's a whole different ball game. Like you're basically training somebody else on how to build your day.
Yeah.
And with her, she had been with us the whole time. And so when we got to 2 weeks out, I'm like, girl, I'm passing the baton to you. Like I am switching from planner mode into bride mode. And that was my whole goal the whole time was like, I don't want to be the host of this wedding. I don't want to be the planner of this wedding. I want to be the bride of this wedding. And I want to be the guest of honor of this wedding, one of the guest of honors of this wedding. And so I give that to you. And so she was really great. So I don't remember being like overly stressed out or anything like that. I do remember the week of being like, oh, I got to pack for a honeymoon. Like, okay, like I got to do that. It felt like a random thing to throw into the week.
Yeah.
But it just felt, and we'll get into this as we share more about the day, but it just felt like a day that was just for us, but like it felt like a day I got to experience with you, even though I wasn't with you every single time. But I was like, this is a day like we have memories together, of that day. I didn't feel like I was far away from you. And that was something that we had prioritized going into it was like, hey, like we are going to be together as much as we can, as much as possible. Because I don't want to have wedding day memories and you're not a part of so many of them. Yeah. Like I wanted my memories to like, and like you were there for this and you were there for that. So I didn't feel this like, I was even looking at pictures this morning and like my sister and one of my bridesmaids had like stay with me the night before and we got up and it was like really, really cold and we like took selfies in the driveway. Like, and before we went, and I was like, it was so like normal. And I remember driving to the wedding venue where we were getting ready, and I'm like, this is just a normal Saturday morning. And like trying to like prepare myself of like, Courtney, this is your wedding day, but also just like, it's just a normal wedding day. And I think that's the thing that has that shocked me the most is it's this like pinnacle event that especially in prolonged singleness, like you think about and you like wonder and like, is it going to happen and whatever. And I mean this in like the best of way. It was a good day and it was a unique day. But to sit here and be like, it was everything. Everything's downhill from here. Like, it just wasn't my experience. It was a fantastic day. I'm never going to forget it. It was such a good day. But to say it was like everything about this day was like magical and unique, I still felt like me. And I think that's the other thing that goes through the whole day is like everything, like my dress, my hair, my makeup, like our interaction together, our time with our people. I was like, I want this to feel like me. I want to look like me. I want to feel like me, just a little more flashy.
Yeah.
But I still want to feel like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can remember the week of, because we did my bachelor party on the Thursday night. Mm-hmm. And then we had, obviously, rehearsal dinner Friday night, and then we got married on Saturday. And I remember going into that Thursday with not more anticipation than the wedding, but like I don't know, just such an anticipation because I was going to get to see some people that I hadn't seen in so long.
Yeah.
And some people that are just very dear to me.
Sure.
And like we were meeting, my brother planned the bachelor party because he was my best man, and he did an amazing job. I mean, he asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him some things, and he basically planned every one of them. And it was good, and we made a day out of it. I mean, we left at like, I don't know, I don't even remember. It was like 9:30 or something in the morning. Like, we met at the suit shop in downtown, and that's where all the groomsmen were meeting because some were, like we had, I had obviously already gotten my suit, but all of them were coming, you know, the suit shop told us, like, once the suits are in, we need 24 hours to tailor them and alter them, and then we'll have them ready for the wedding. So Thursday is we'll go and start getting these things altered. They'll be ready. If it's not right Friday, it still has another day to get right by Saturday. And so we all met at the suit shop. And I remember walking into the store and seeing my groomsmen and being emotional, knowing that these were the guys. And one guy wasn't there, which made me sad, but he ended up, I mean, he was at the wedding and he was a groomsman there. But I remember getting so emotional seeing just some of my favorite people in the world. That means so much to me that they were just so happy for me and for us. And I don't know that I'll ever feel that same feeling again because it was just, it was such jubilation. It was so wonderful.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I don't know that. So you talk about the week leading up, like that's the feeling that sticks out is like, man, we're all in the same room and in the same car and going somewhere. And that's how my week, I feel like that was the beginning of the week for me. And really it was like 3 days before, but that felt like the beginning of the week. And it was just such a wonderful feeling.
I love it. I love it. Let's get into wedding day. We start at the crack of dawn. You decide to go play pickleball with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Start your wedding day off playing pickleball. Very classic Nick. Love that. I, unfortunately, am a girl, and it takes us too long to get ready. So I had to go straight to the venue and start getting ready.
Well, that was the thing. It was, I knew I wasn't going to sleep in.
Sure.
There's no way I was sleeping in. Because I didn't get a lot of sleep just because, I mean, just the excitement and the buzz around it. And
I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before because our dogs were battling fleas, and so my dog was barking.
Well, he wasn't battling fleas then. The fleas were gone. He was just being dramatic.
Yeah.
He's barking now.
I know.
But, so yeah, I was sleeping on a sofa bed, so I knew I wasn't going to sleep great. I knew I wasn't going to sleep in. Why would I? That'd be weird. So yeah, I found it's like a bar at night, and then in the mornings they do brunch, and they have a pickleball court where the concert area is. It was a really cool place.
Yeah.
It was inside pickleball, and so invited your brothers, invited all my groomsmen that wanted to come up and play, and
love it.
Yeah, we played for a couple hours, and then I went back to the house and took a shower and got ready I didn't
Sure.
like put my suit on or anything because there was plenty of time for that. But,
Sure. Yeah. I talking about like leading up to our first look, the two moments that stand out to me are with my parents. Like we were at the venue, like getting ready, with all my girls and all that kind of stuff. I will add one cute moment was that my hairdresser that I've had for the last 6 years, my hairstylist, my curly girl hairstylist I've had for 6 years, she came down to Chattanooga to do my wedding hair, which was so fun because like she's the one who started like educating me on my curly hair. And I remember telling her for like years and years and years, like, how the heck am I going to do, like, curly hair is so risky. How are we going to do curly hair on my wedding day? Like, how am I going to do this? I'm so nervous for whatever that day came. And, hairdressers are just like mini therapists. And so for the last 6 years, like, she would know so many different milestones of my life. I mean, think about it. If you've been around for a little while, there's been so much that's happened in my life in the last 6 years, like highs and lows in different jobs and entrepreneurship and relationships and dating and all this kind of stuff. So, like, she's been on the journey with me. But my big concern was, my hair. And I remember my wedding planner, I'd be like, look, like, this is what I need for my hair girl, for all this kind of stuff. When, like, we were booking vendors, and my wedding planner was like, do you have somebody that you trust? Like, can you just ask her? And I was like, yeah. So I had asked her, and she was like, yeah, I'd love to come down. And so she came down to do our hair. So it was really sweet to, like, have that moment with her about, 4 or 5 years ago, sitting in a chair, little 25-year-old Courtney being like, curly hair is great. How the heck am I going to trust my curly hair on my wedding day? And here she is on my wedding day all these years later and doing my hair. And it was just really, really sweet. It was a really special moment. And so we took some pictures. It was really nice. She did a fantastic job. Oh my gosh. My curls lasted all day. And actually, I didn't wash them until like the second day of our honeymoon. So it lasted a while.
Gross.
I washed it the morning of. Sometimes I go 4 or 5 days without washing my curly hair.
Ugh.
Anyways, curly girls, if you know, you know. But the moments that stand out to me prior to our first look, and then we'll get to that and then get to the real juice of it, is my moments with my mom and my dad. I ended up giving my mom a like necklace that has all of the birthstones, all the gemstones of her kids and now her like kids' spouses. And it was just like, I mean, like those mom necklaces that like have like kids' names or bracelets or whatever. And so I was like, as this being like the last wedding, the last of the 4 weddings, and like you being the last kid to join our family, the last, in-law to join our family, I was like, I feel like this is like super important. Like it's momentous. So it was really sweet to give it to her. And I remember her just like going around to like the dressing room, like showing my sisters-in-laws and like, look at this. Like it was just perfect. And the other cool thing was like I wasn't going to give it to her at that time, but she was in there that morning and like freaking out. She was like, I don't know what jewelry to wear. Like I'm overthinking this and I just don't know. And I brought this necklace, whatever. My sister comes and she goes, hey, she knew what I got my mom. And she was like, now would be a really good time to give her necklace. And so I ended up giving her the necklace and it was like perfect. It went with her outfit perfectly. I didn't even plan that. I was just like, hey, here's a gift for you. But it was just nice that she was like frantic about it and I was able to give that to her. And then the other sweet moment, and this is...
Wait, hold on.
What?
I have comments. You got to leave room for talking here.
Oh, I'm trying to like move through it because I'm just talking so much. But
Yeah, you are. I remember seeing a video of her talking to, I think, Allie and Paige. And I'm like, look, it's you. And she like points at their birthstone and stuff.
there's you.
I really thought that was cool too.
It's so cute.
I thought that it was a great gift, and I love that it sticks out to you so much. And I would be curious to know what she would say about it now, just reflecting on it. But yeah, I remember seeing the video, and she was almost like a little kid. She's like, "Look, it's you, it's you!"
know,
like pointing
it's
at
so
it. I thought
sweet.
that was really cool.
I love it. Yeah, and then I think the like other part is like with my dad, but we can get to that later because I think the big moments with my dad are later too. So, but yeah, that was pretty. It was just a good day of girl time, fun. I had a lot of downtime, like made a lot of videos. Like I just had a lot of chill time getting ready because I was ready pretty early. I'm used to being a bridesmaid where it's like I have to like, you have your hair slot at this time and your makeup slot at this time, and I just kind of I got to rule the show because
Yeah.
I'm the bride. So I just had a lot of downtime while everyone else is getting ready because everyone else is pampering me. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
I
It's
didn't
wonderful.
I didn't have like a moment with people. I mean, my groomsmen and I were in our little suite or whatever.
Yeah.
And the one thing that really does stick out to me during those, like that time that we were sitting in there, with them, I should say, was it didn't matter what I needed or wanted.
Crazy.
If
Yes.
something came up, or if someone was like, "Hey Nick, Valerie needs you," or they got a question, like I that's got to be what it's like to like be a prince or like a king
or like
or
be
something.
famous or something, or have
Yes.
people work for you like that
Because
much.
I
It was
legitimately,
wild.
I was like, oh, I can't find, and like Kanan or my brother
Here's
would be
your phone.
like, oh, here's this. Here, what do you need? You need breath mints? You need this? What's going on? What do you got? Oh, you need me to run down the road and get you a sausage biscuit? Like,
It was
what?
wild.
So I remember that. Like
I
that
forgot
feeling-
about that. I definitely felt that.
That feeling was, I've never felt that feeling before, and I've never felt it since. And I don't mean
No.
that in a bad way.
No, but I've worked my butt off to do that for other people before.
Yeah, I've been that for sure. And so I look back and I'm like, sitting in the suite, like people, I'm like, oh, I'm wondering. And they're like, let me finish your sentence with all the things you might need. And I'm like, I was just curious if, like, we were going to have any water. And they're like, you need water? And there's like 9 bottles.
Yeah, you needed chapstick at one point, and I had given chapstick to all of my bridesmaids, like in their thing, and you needed chapstick at one point. This is after our first look when we were all together. You need chapstick at one point. One of my bridesmaids pulls it out. You can have mine. I'm like,
that was
what?
that was at the end of the night. That was
Yeah.
at the reception. You were like, chapstick
crazy.
is needed for Nick, and we get 4 chapsticks.
Everyone,
anyway.
it was wild.
That was a weird feeling that I really do recall.
I don't think I'll ever feel that again.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm giving birth, everyone will give me what I want.
I don't know. It's a hard
It
feeling
was
to get.
crazy.
We're gonna have to be really rich to get that feeling again. It was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I forgot about that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It was a weird sensation.
Yeah. By myself, I mean, I remember, receiving your gift for me.
Crushed it.
Yeah, absolutely. With the pocket watch and stuff, which I really like, and
Pocket watch completed your outfit.
It
If you
did.
see the pictures, you'll see the pocket watch.
absolutely,
Yeah. And it says on there worth the wait.
worth the wait.
Which is punny because
spelled WEIGH.
Wow. It's not. Could you imagine?
Oh, that's funny. Worth the wait. It's not spelled that way.
It's just funny because of your story, your weight loss journey.
Worth that wait.
Yikes.
Oh, that's funny.
That's not what it says
It's
at
not
all.
what it says at all. It's more based off the song that
Worth the wait.
that I was singing. Anyways, no, getting to sit and receive that gift was wonderful. That memory definitely sticks out to me before
That was
the
a sweet
wedding.
moment.
Yeah.
So our first look, we've done a bunch of pictures like with
Had you done your first look with your dad when we did ours after that?
yeah.
Yeah, because your dad he actually came and sat with us
Oh yeah.
for a little bit of time, and it was really cool. It was really sweet
Yeah.
of him to come and sit with us and have a moment. Like
Sure.
like it wasn't weird. He wasn't inserting himself or being forceful. He was just asking. He's like, "How are we doing, guys? Everybody doing good?" And it was really wholesome and really good. And
Yeah.
so I'm really glad he did that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I do remember they were like, "All right, Bob, we're ready for you." And like I could kind of see him like, "Ugh," you know what I mean? Like gets
we go.
emotional,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It was a sweet moment.
but
Sweet moment.
yeah,
So our first look, we decided to do it and, yielded to our photographer, videographer team, whatever. We did it inside the chapel, which I'm so glad we did.
absolutely.
And I remember I went in first and I had to hide. And I go and hide and I'm like hiding behind like this archway. and they're hiding me so you don't see me so they can get you into position. And while I'm back there, it's like silent. It's like very, very silent. And earlier in the day, Nick's groomsman Charles was playing. There's a baby grand in the chapel, which is essentially, it's like a cathedral really, but like it was a baby grand in the chapel, and he had been playing it, and the piano was going to be played by somebody else during our ceremony, but he had been playing it. And so as I'm sitting in like this like corridor, like hiding, one of the planner team members is like with me, and I'm like sitting there and I'm silent. And I'm like, hey, again, this is one of those like Brad can ask for anything type things.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, like, is Nick out here yet? And they're like, no, we're going to get him. He's wrapping up. I said, hey, can you ask like Charles, one of the groomsmen, to come out here and play? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I think Nick's going to want that. Like, I think because it was so quiet, but like also everything was echoey. And I was like, already, like, I knew, and Nick and I had talked about this so much, that like Nick wanted to be present and in the moment, and it really just being us. And we knew we were going to have, 3 or 4 people surrounding us taking media.
Yeah.
But like I just knew. And so I was like, I knew we didn't need our words or our voices recorded or anything like that. So it was kind of a privacy thing, but it was like also kind of like a mood thing.
Yeah.
And so he just played it. So our whole first look, we have this gorgeous piano in the background, just filling the
empty space.
The empty space. It was so beautiful. It's like one of those like, and there's a couple of them, just like magical touches that was just like, oh,
it was off the cuff. It just really quickly. Hey, it's really quiet.
Go get Charles.
Can you ask Charles to play something? And I remember him delaying, like, hold on, Charles, they need you in the chapel. And he's like, gotta go,
That's great. Do you have anything to add about our first look?
I remember being extremely excited. Obviously, I knew you were going to look beautiful, and you did, and radiant and all of that. But I do remember, because I hadn't seen the dress.
Right.
I didn't get to see it, which is
a whole
great.
Story.
And I remember, I had opinions on dresses that I wanted or liked or things like that. And I remember you telling me, you're like, it's probably not exactly what you would have wanted or picked, but I think you're going to love it.
Yeah.
and I remember like, man, I wonder what it looks like, and having that curiosity. And so that was the thing I was most like I'm walking in, I guess, I don't remember. Was I blindfolded? I don't even remember.
No, I was just hidden.
And then I walked in and turned around. Mm-hmm. Got you. And I remember being like, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? It's kind of like being like a 5-year-old at Christmas again.
Sure.
You're just like, oh, what's it going to look like?
Yeah.
And then turning around and seeing the uniqueness of it and your smile. Yeah. It's what dreams are made of.
Yeah. A moment for the dress. Usually I pick strapless dresses because I have very sensitive skin. So my skin breaks out on any sort of straps anywhere. And that's just sensitive skin life. And so Nick was like, it wouldn't be my preference for it to be strapless, but I was just kind of like, it's inevitable. I'm not going to be like red and rashy like my whole wedding day. I didn't tell him this, but I had actually bought the dress, fully planning on it being strapless. It was the whole dress story is like a whole massive, crazy, wild story. But I had planned on like it being strapless, all that kind of stuff. I got a really long train for our 82-foot aisle. Mm-hmm. And one thing after the other, after putting it on multiple times, after the alterations, like all that kind of stuff, I was actually goofing off because they were kind of like cap sleeves, like just supposed to like just cover my shoulders a little bit, but they were like removable, so we could like remove them. And one time I was just like kind of playing with it, and so I had like the straps on just to like check them out to see, okay, maybe if I could do it here. And I ended up like actually like raising my shoulders and then slipping up to being like on top of my shoulders, like regular like straps. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's actually kind of cute. What? and like my mom was with me, and we just kind of started playing with it. And I was like, I think I'm going to sew these straps on.
Yeah.
So I ended up sewing these straps on, and I'm obsessed with it. And my skin was fine.
Good.
I wore it multiple times, and my skin was fine. So
yeah, I detest strapless dresses.
which is really unfortunate for you.
It is the worst.
Because
I don't
that's my
understand.
go-to.
I don't understand why any woman would ever want to wear a strapless dress all night. Who wants that in their life? No. So yeah, and I had been like, I hate strapless dresses.
And I was like, whoops, bought
My
one.
bad.
High chance I'm going to buy one. So it was good.
I do think we should take just a moment before we move on. And you mentioned it, how the venue is like a cathedral pretty much. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have to give so much credit to the find of our venue.
Oh my gosh. Have we talked about this?
Maybe not. I don't really know. I don't care. I'm just going to acknowledge it again. We
the
were
grace
able to
version.
get what the venue was very important to me, not as important to you.
Yeah, no.
The venue of the ceremony, I should say.
Yeah, whenever you think about, like, where do you want to get married? What kind of wedding you had? I never had anything pictured in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people are like, I want to get married in a field or under a tree or in a barn or in a conference room or in a church. Like, I never had a thought. Like,
And I
never
only
had a
ever
picture.
had one.
Yeah, you only had one, which was...
I only ever had. I said it so many times. I want to get married in a place that makes me look like royalty.
Correct. Royal wedding. And so
Yep.
we looked up chapels. This is before we even thought we were going to move to Chattanooga. We looked up for chapels in Chattanooga, and we're looking for them, and there's not many choices. We go find this one, and it is breathtaking. It is
Absolutely.
breathtaking. It's just very funny because, like, I grew up like watching like Sound of Music, and you know, in the How Do They Solve a Problem, like Maria, they have that like big like processional. So like, well, you call it a royal wedding, I call it Maria's wedding.
Wow.
That's what I grew up watching. How do you solve a problem? Okay, and so yeah, so you were really excited about the venue, and I was like, I don't have a thought, and it's beautiful, and it looks fun, and it'll fit all of our people.
Can we go here, please?
So we went, and it was super affordable. So we went and had a fantastic experience with the coordinator of that wedding, of that venue. She was like really great and really kind to me.
Absolutely.
We actually booked that before we got engaged. So surprise. So yeah, but it was a great experience, and the way we got the venue, which she was holding the date for us.
Yeah.
But one of our friends, Kara, she was, the short version of the story was she was going to a funeral for a friend's grandmother or something like that.
Mother, aunt, grandmother.
A friend's
A
family
friend's
member.
relative. Yeah.
And while she's there, she walks in and she starts to see a bunch of people from her old church, I think. A bunch of
friend.
other people she knows. And she's like, that's really weird. How do these two people know each other? They're kind of like, you know, different groups of people. Like, how do these people know each other? And she ends up seeing somebody she knows, and she realizes that she actually knows the daughter or the niece
the
of
people
the other person who died.
Yeah, the people don't know each other. In a funeral home, if you don't know, there's parlors. You got parlor A with a family and all this stuff, and then parlor B's got a family and two different deceased.
Yes.
Two different families.
She was going to
but
one.
Kara happened to know
Both of them.
both of them.
But was only going for one of them.
Was only going, spoilers,
And
was only going for
spoiler alert, I hope
one.
she never listens to this. Not Kara, but the lady, because that's the whole point of the story was like, then Kara shows up to the, she's like, well, I'm just going to go over to and pay my respects to the second
Absolutely.
funeral.
Yeah, I know them.
Because I know them.
Yeah.
And so the sweet lady is like, oh my gosh,
You
it's so
showed
nice
up.
that you would show
How
up.
would
And
you
Kara's
love-
like,
and Kara's like, absolutely, I showed up.
yeah. So hopefully she never listens to this.
Well,
But
by the way, my daughter's wedding got called off.
yeah, she's like, so in this receiving of friends,
Yeah.
she's like, tell me what's up with you. And the woman whose somebody just died
Yeah.
was like, yeah, my daughter's wedding got called off. Do you happen to know anybody who's getting married at said chapel? And Kara was like, actually,
I know somebody that wants to.
I know somebody who wants to. And one thing led to the next. And because somebody that Kara knows had a family member who died, and they died and had a thing at the same funeral home as somebody else that Kara knows,
We got a deposit.
we
for
got
free.
our deposit paid for.
So we didn't have. They transferred the deposit from
Because it was like a non-refundable deposit. And they were like, we want to give it to somebody.
Yeah. So they blessed us with it, and we're grateful for it. And that's one of those instances where the Lord uses a really bad to make something really good. So if you're on the fence, know that God works all things together for my good.
Yeah, blessed us really well. And I think like we ended up getting married like on like the same weekend, but like a year later of the canceled wedding or something.
And literally same weekend, a year later.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. Absolutely.
Fun story.
So anyways, I just wanted to, and then we got to go to the reception venue that she was like, this is me. This is what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
so
I was the wedding ceremony. She was the reception.
Yeah. Our wedding ceremony was very classic. It was very, like I said,
regal,
82-foot, aisle, like massive train, very regal, big organ, like grand piano, pews, like massive stained glass windows, the whole thing. And cobblestone, floors, the whole thing. And our reception venue was it was basically a garage.
Smack dab middle downtown.
Middle of downtown. Middle of downtown, like sirens and like traffic going by everywhere. Garage doors that just like open all up.
Yeah.
During the week, it's like literally used as like community hangout. Like it's like a pavilion. So it was totally opposite. Yeah. And I kind of loved that we had both.
It was wonderful.
I kind of loved it.
So
I was obsessed.
Where do you want to talk about the moment with your dad? Do you want to talk about the ceremony?
We gotta keep going.
I don't know. I mean, when are you going to talk about it?
We're at. I'm going to talk about my dad when we get to my dad, the big dad part.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know your plan.
So, before this is a really long episode. This episode itself is going to be 2 episodes.
Wow.
This is going to be a whole series. Yikes. So we end up getting done with all of our pictures, our first look pictures, all of our family pictures, everything like that. We end up getting them done like 45 minutes, an hour earlier, which that's all I'm going to say on that, because if I say more on that,
it was fine.
If I say more on that, I'm going to.
We only missed one shot.
Have a hernia.
We made it up. And it's fine. Wow. Aneurysm would be a better hernia. Good Lord.
But it did mean that we had free time.
Mm-hmm. A lot of free time.
Gosh.
We were blessed with time.
We were blessed with time, and that's how I'm going to remember it. And so we had some downtime where we were just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, and everyone was treating us like royalty. And then we had decided this ahead of time, but right before the ceremony started, right before we lined up for ceremony, we wanted all of our bridesmaids, all of our groomsmen, and all of our family to come into the back room. And we wanted to do like prayer together, like as a community.
Yeah.
It's going to make me emotional. We wanted to do prayer together as a community because one thing I've always said about my wedding, even before I was engaged or met you, was that what a unique, similar to what you're saying about your guys, but like what a unique experience to have all of your friends, your family, like in one room at the same time. Yeah. And there was definitely an element of that in the ceremony that we'll get to in a moment, which is really, really powerful. But this was a moment kind of behind the scenes before we entered into that ceremony. And we had asked one of our groomsmen and one of our bridesmaids to kind of lead that prayer. And Nick turned on good old William Augusto. Yeah. William Augusto has really marked so many really important moments in our relationship. That song's been playing. It's been really the background soundtrack of our prayers and our big moments together. And if you don't know William Augusto, go look him up.
And our big moments apart. I mean, we realized.
And our big moments apart, yeah.
We realized after dating for a little bit, it was like, yeah, my number one artist was William Augusto last year. And you were like, me too. And I was like, wait, what? And
yeah, we've had the same prayer music before we even met.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. One of those things.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And if you need a good one, Trust Invitation.
Trust Invitation. So we play Trust Invitation.
Yeah.
And Charles just...
Well, so I remember...
Reverend Charles just...
I remember...
brings down the Holy Ghost.
At the rehearsal dinner, because we had told him, hey, you told Jen and I told Charles, we told them way before, like, hey, we'd love for you to lead a prayer before the ceremony. And I remember we told Jen, or I said, hey, I need to tell Charles, like, I really want him to pray. And we had conversed over how we wanted that prayer to look.
Sure.
And I remember us going like, no, we want. And I remember the rehearsal dinner. You said, well, I've told Jen to just pray, like pray and just as much as you need or want to pray. And I remember us walking up to Charles at the rehearsal dinner, and I said, Charles, I want to give you permission that when you pray before our ceremony, that I want you to touch the throne of God. And I want you to take us into that throne room. And I want you to intercede on our behalf. And I want the Holy Spirit to resound and to fill up that space. And he looked at me and he said, you got it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I mean, I'm telling you, we saw the throne of God. And I remember you going, Jen's going to do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
We're not looking for some fluffy, Lord, just bless this union prayer. We're looking for a prayer that is filled with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And my God, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really, really powerful moment. There were a lot of tears.
Such a powerful
And it was
moment.
literally like, it was like 40 people crowded into this room.
Yeah.
Like, and just, I mean, all different walks of life. Like our grandparents, our best friends, nephews, nieces, like just, I mean, just family, siblings. Like it was just wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I just remember feeling the Holy Spirit and then looking, the prayer stopped and we're standing there in silence and we're just all reverent.
I'm trying to keep all of my makeup from running.
Yeah. And I remember just looking over at you and I felt the unction of the Holy Spirit telling me to share something. And I looked at you and I remember you going,
I nodded.
go. And you knew exactly what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. And you gave me the permission to do it. And we were able to maybe what felt like the first time as a union bless and prophesy over people and to pour into. And it was such a beautiful moment. Yeah. It was so beautiful and so reverent. And it is quite possibly my favorite part of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so glad that we got married and said I do or I will. We said I will.
Yeah.
And I love those moments. But that pre-service prayer,
There was something special about it.
it was magical. It was absolutely astounding.
Yeah.
If there's a moment that I could relive,
Yeah.
I would go back to that room.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's so special, it's so precious, and it'll never happen again in that same way this side of heaven. But I think that, you know, for us and our stories, there's been so much prayer individually, but also that room has collectively prayed for this marriage for years.
Yes.
And even though we had only known each other for a year, like there are years and years and decades of tears and conversations and prayers represented by the people in the room, by the parents, by the grandparents, by the friends, like years, decades of prayers represented in that room. And so be able to actually be there, it was just like this moment of like so much gratitude for the Lord. Also to have those people who have prayed for us to get to this point, prayed for us to find our person. And now we're blessing us and launching us into this union together.
Yeah.
There was just something really special about it. And I felt the Holy Spirit so thick about it. And honestly, I think it set the tone for the whole ceremony. Like I think it set the tone.
From then out,
I think it set the tone for our marriage. But
well, yeah.
I mean, we're only a year into it. So, but like, I really just feel like there was just something about, hey, this isn't just a party, or hey, this isn't just about like what colors are the bridesmaids going to wear. Like there's something that's been so holy and special about this covenant that we're stepping into, and we're not stepping into it alone. Like we have been surrounded by community. We have sat, we have texted, we have cried in living rooms. We have done, and we did so much of that together. Yeah. I mean, we did so much of that separate, and here we were both sides of that coin doing it together. And just really, really, gosh,
it was so
priceless.
special.
Priceless. really priceless
So,
moments.
It set the tone. And then I remember us all, we went into ceremony mode
I know.
from there.
Ceremony.
Line up, got to get in order,
Got to get ready for the ceremony order. So, and that's a whole story in itself.
Yeah, I mean, the ceremony was absolutely amazing. I got to have my entrance.
I know. I know. Well, I think this might be a good place to stop and end this episode. We'll come back for sure, because we should talk about the wedding.
Probably.
We should talk about the wedding, but I do think it's important to at least record for even our sake, like what it was like going into this moment and this day. What were the thoughts and the feelings and
Absolutely.
all of that going into it. So
yeah,
thanks for listening. We'll be back with part 2. Part 2 of our wedding day recap. We love you guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Grace for the Growth podcast with Courtney and Leo. I hope that this conversation encouraged you and inspired you on your own growth journey and as you pursue a life full of authenticity and freedom. I want to encourage you to interact with us on social media at Grace for the Growth and at Courtney Y. Leo. Also, if you've got any ideas, way that these episodes have impacted you or encouraged you, I want to invite you to either DM us or email us at hello@graceforthegrowth.com. Until next time, I challenge you to embrace your story, welcome the messy, sit in the unknown, and live authentically. Bye-bye now.